Hi! Hello, lovelies! I hope you're doing well. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Hannah, and this is the place where I watch basically whatever I want. But today, we are going to listen because, guess what? I kind of lied to you, well, I didn't lie. I just wasn't entirely sure how things were going to work out yesterday. And things didn't work out exactly how I'd planned. So it is a new day. It is the 3rd of June now, which means that it is the day after 5 Stars was released. So I'm a little bit late to this reaction. However, it was getting pretty late because I went out shopping and I did a bunch of other stuff yesterday. So I decided that I am just going to wait till tomorrow to film this, and then I'm going to get to it. So it is a brand new day. It is middle of the day, so it is not the nighttime. Usually I feel like every time I try to film, I always end up filming at like 8 p.m. accidentally. But today it is bright and nice, and I have a lot of energy stored up to get to today's listen, because we are going to listen to the full 5-star album. Now, I was originally going to try to do this some other way, but because it is the most convenient, we're going to listen to S-Class once again. I'll be listening to an audio format, however, and trying to get some more out of the song than I did when I watched the music video yesterday. I have not rewatched the music video, and I've not listened to the full track since. So just letting you guys know that this is basically 3rd time I'm listening to the song because I watched it 2 times yesterday. But I decided to put it in here because there are 2 tracks in here of the 12 tracks that we already heard, which is The Sound and Time Out we have already heard. So the rest of them are new to me, and there are 10 tracks then in total. So I decided to put in S-Class here to make it nice and even. So we're doing 5 and then 5. So this is part 1. I'll be having a pretty short intro to part 2, just so you guys know that. But yeah, the first 5 tracks are going to be here, and then the last 5 tracks, not technically, but the last 5 tracks that are new to us will be in the second part. So yeah, just letting you guys know that. So make that note in your head, because I don't currently remember in which order things come in, because I have it all in the YouTube playlist. So just letting you guys know that. But yeah, I will not be watching any lyric videos for this. I am going to be watching on actual audio recordings on YouTube. Just to let you guys know that, and I'll be having up just the album cover, and then it's just going to be very me and you, very personal, I guess. I don't know how else to say it. And I'll be checking out the lyrics. I guess that's plural. The lyrics on Genius later, after we've listened to the full track and kind of get a feel for the song, and then discuss it fully then. So yeah, just letting you guys know that this is gonna be quite a long 2-parter series. This is probably gonna be over 2 hours long. Just letting you guys know that before we get into this, because it's probably going to be long. But yeah, I hope you guys are excited. I very much am. So we are just going to get right into it and get started. So yeah, without further ado, we're going to get started on the first track, which I believe is Hall of Fame, and just work our way from there. So yeah, without further ado, let's get started with this listening party. Let's go. All right, everybody, are we ready to go ahead and get started into this 5-star listening party? And we're going to start from the top and go to the bottom. So our first track is indeed Hall of Fame. I was a little bit unsure at first, but I was pretty certain that it was correct. And this was described as like a superhero theme, and being a starting track is always a good sign for me that it's going to be great. So hopefully it is. But yeah, I forgot to mention it because I didn't really know for sure myself which tracks are going to be in part 1. But I'm sure you can still figure it out. But we are going to be listening to Hall of Fame, S-Class, Super Bowl, Item, and Topline. That's right. They are a little shuffled in there, I think. I'm pretty sure. But that's at least the tracks we're going to get to in the correct order. So I apologize. They might have been a little bit off there. But yeah, I just say, without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. I got my volume turned up high. I got Wolfie right here next to me, so I can use them as a light stick or just to hug if things get a little bit emotional. I don't know, probably not in part one of this reaction. And I also got some water, and I also got my dog pillow as well. So we are set, and ready, and we're going to see how this goes. So yeah, without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. This is Hall of Fame. Let's get it. Okay, this sounds good, but I do need to turn this volume down because it is currently ringing, making my ears ring. So I'm gonna turn it down just a little bit. Hopefully that's okay. But ooh, okay, this is giving like I have never watched a superhero movie or like any sort of like hero villain-esque movie in a long time. So can't really tell you what it's reminding me of, but it has a movie vibe that I can't place right now, but it sounds good. Still loud, but it's acceptable. I want it to be blasting my ears anyway. I run my name into the stars right now. On gallery and all right. Oh. Yeah, 100%. That sounds like a children's xylophone, like the little tappy ones that are very light and soft. That sounds so good. It's like right in my ears, because I said it's like cranked up right now. Like even though it only said like I think I only have it on 20 volume, it still is very, very loud in these headphones, and I like it that way. But still, it can like make my ears just go. Okay, this is kind of like, I was gonna say it's Venom vibes, kind of, but because they already have a song called Venom, it makes sense. But like the actual movie, you know, the character Venom, kind of, a little bit. Hold on, let me back that up. It also has some like hopeful notes as well, so I hope you get what I mean. Woo! Oh. I know I'm literally wearing headphones, but I have these other ones that like, these are my filming ones. Like I don't wear these usually, except if my other headphones are having troubles. I don't really wear these in other cases. But I have these other ones that are really good for bass. These ones not so much. Like they're pretty good, but not that great. But I can just tell this is gonna be great because it was just like, whoa, you know, like I can tell it's very deep and very rich and just like that kind of bass that just like punches you in the stomach, you know. Ooh. And the bass. Ooh, electric guitar-ish. Ooh. That little xylophone sound adds so much, and I don't get it. It's confusing to me. I'm trying to get why and how, but I noticed I have this thing, and it's probably because I'm autistic. But the little like noise right there, where it's like, I guess it's because it brings out this enjoyment in my head because I love those type of sounds anyways. It just adds a little bit extra to that. Like if it wasn't there and it was just the bass and like the guitar, I don't know if it would do as much for me, but that sounds good. Oh my god. That's so fun!
Shaking the industry, quaking reality, making it iconic.
Ooh! The switching between the airs, the drop into Felix's voice with just that, and then again the switching. Oh god!
Shaking the industry, quaking reality, making it iconic.
Woo! The soft vocals in the back. Hell yeah. They've mentioned a lot of people in the song too. I think I heard the name Galileo, which makes sense because that's the guy who found. I think he was the guy who made the first the first telescope. I think that is him. And then they also mentioned Shakespeare now, and Einstein. I'm mentioning a lot of famous people, which I get is like the thing here because they are basically, in a way, I'm guessing they're trying to again. Still haven't read the lyrics, but I kind of already have a feel for it. They're like describing these famous people and saying that we're kind of alike in some ways, even though obviously Einstein and Shakespeare are very well known, but still, like, I get it. Hell yeah, he didn't go off. That is so good. Are you kidding me? No, I can't do this. The way, okay, hold on. I heard that first, the air horn there, and I was like, are you kidding me? I think they have previously used air horns before, although I cannot remember which song, but I think they've used it before, so it wasn't that crazy to me when I heard the air horn. I was like, okay, yeah, I get it. But then when they added that famous one for mankind, when they added that too, that is, that's so iconic and so good. Jesus, hold on. One small step for mankind. No, wait. Hold on.
That's one small step for man.
Yeah.
One giant leap for mankind.
That's so good. The creeping sound. Woo! No, we're not done. I was trying to pause it because I know that these YouTube videos end immediately. Woo! Oh, that was a good first track. Wow. Okay. That was Hall of Fame. What do I even say? I love that guitar, and I love that bass sound. I love the little xylophone sound. Like, all of those things really made my brain happy. They also did really well too, especially that Felix part where he was like, iconic. I always tune out the lyrics first time listening to it, so I apologize. But yeah, that was very, very good. I really enjoyed that. Ooh, what a good first track. Jesus Christ. Alright, I'm going to quickly open up and we're going to check out the lyrics together. I did this previously with when I listen to the sound of the full album. So we are going to do that now today as well. And I'll skip it out for S class, but other than that, we shall get into and do that. So let's open it up and see what the talking is about. So yeah, let's go. Alright, I've read through about half of this on my own, but we're gonna continue a little bit by ourselves, with each other. But I was a little bit wrong. I think Galileo was the guy who discovered that the Earth revolves around the sun and not the other way around. And so I love this part though because now it makes sense to me. I'm just gonna read it out to you. I write my name into the stars right now. I leave myself all over the gallery. The sun revolves around me. Oh, Galileo, rediscovery again. Yeah, I am the spotlight. So I believe they're basically saying we're that important that we have discovered that the sun revolves around us, and you made a mistake. You made a mistake. That is so cool, and it's basically just saying they're just calling themselves iconic, which I fully get. I love it. But yeah, they're mentioning a lot of very famous people. They are mentioning Thomas Edison here, which I didn't notice at all, and then also Armstrong, which I'm assuming means the astronaut. I think it probably is. And then later here, obviously, was Shakespeare and Einstein. But basically, they're just comparing themselves in some ways to famous people, but not in a way where I think it's very, like, ignorant or stuff like that. I think they're just, like, comparing themselves instead of saying that they're better. Here, they're mentioning Hawking, which is cool too. But yeah, I love the I think the pre-chorus kind of, or is it the pre-chorus? Oh no, the refrain? Yeah, the chorus. Here the people call my name. Here I'm on the Hall of Fame. Unveil the rumbling trails of hustling. Let's take a picture of Bart for you, great man. I love these lyrics though. I think they're great. I think they're really catchy and also really well written. I really like how it's built up. And yeah, it's cool that they're mentioning so many famous people. But yeah, I really love that. What a great first track. We're going to now go into S class, and I have it on audio as well. So we are just going to listen to it and vibe together. I don't think I will have to read the lyrics because I basically know them by now, but we're just going to have a fun party session. You can skip it, obviously. I always timestamp in my videos if you want that, but just letting you know that I'll be doing that. And then we're continuing on to the next track after that, which is Item. So yeah, let's have a little party session and listen to S class once more and see if I notice anything now that there's not visuals in front of me. So yeah, let's go into our title, S class. Let's go. Alright everybody, let's go ahead and listen to S class once again. If you haven't already, I'll make sure to link it if you haven't seen it. But I obviously listened to this yesterday when it came out with the music video. And if you saw it, I was definitely quite overwhelmed with like all the visuals and everything like that. I think I definitely I did have a hard time hearing all of the little things, but I think that's usual for a lot of people, especially when you're bombarded with that amount of beauty. So I do want to. I would listen to it again, even if it wasn't on camera, because I really like the song. But I wanted to, again, just to see if I found anything that I really liked that I just kind of missed when I was listening to it. So, yeah, let's go ahead and check this out, even though I obviously know the song. But let's go ahead and have some fun. This is S class. Let's go. Such a strong, intense beginning. Ooh!
별난 것두성이 변함없지 번화하는 거리
Yeah, there's so many little sounds that I missed out on, I think, during my first listen, because now that I'm fully concentrating, I am getting a lot that I guess it always was there, obviously, but it now is becoming very apparent. Like that first part where it was transitioning in between, there was that little almost a Venom sound, like the right in between, which was very cool. Sorry, everybody, my foot was falling asleep and I could not focus on anything. But yeah, like I was saying, there's this little almost Venom-ish sound. It sounds like the same sample of the right as it's transitioning from between Changmin to Hyunju's part, and then you heard the gun reloading and all of the little boom boom booms. There's so many things that are going on in the back that I just never caught. I want to listen to it again. Hold on. Like that? And the glass. Get back. I mentioned that sound. So good. First class. I love this part. It's so cute. That's me. Oh, so good. Pick punch up. There's a lot of, I guess it's going into this part obviously, but I didn't even notice also that little record scratch as well. That's a lot of fun too. Woo! The add-on with that little synth. Hell yeah. And the just straight kick into it right after. Oh! Like I'm in first class. First class. Day and night. And I have no idea what's going on in the back of this. I have no idea what's going on. The little is it a mouth? Is it somebody actually doing a noise, or what is it? Because it's so confusing to me. If you listen to what's behind Felix's voice. What is that? I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out. Star. Also, I fully didn't catch that there's piano here too. I don't know what my brain was on yesterday, but it was clearly on something because there's so many little things that I just didn't catch at all. So pretty though. Yeah. We're special. Yeah. The elephant sound right there too. They have so many interesting things going on all the time. Woo! They're so intense. The dance break is so good too. It is such a good title. I can't handle it. It is amazing. Man, I just love this song. It is really, really good. Even though, like I said multiple times, realistically, it's the third time I'm listening to this. I've heard a couple of times, like, some parts and edits and all that, but listening it through, it's my third time. And it still, like, gets better and better. Again, I'm still recognizing and hearing new little sounds that are happening, and all of it makes me much more in love than I was before. Like, it's crazy. Like, it is a really, really good title. Like I said yesterday, I usually like their title tracks, obviously, but this one really hits something for me, and man, it's just really good. That's all I really have to say. Like, it is a very good title track, to say the least. But yeah, let's go on now to a new track and get some new fresh meat in here. We're going now into Item, which is the song that I claimed. So I have very high hopes for this, and I think from what I remember from the intro, it does sound promising to me. So hopefully I was correct with my assumptions there, and we will see if I really enjoy this. But my money and my fingers are pointing at that it probably will be really good. So yeah, let's go on to our next track, and the third one here. Let's go into Item. Let's go. All right, track number 3 is Item. Like I said, this is a song that I've been thoroughly waiting for because I claimed it right as the tracks were released. I just knew, and I had a feeling that, like usual, the third one would be my favorite, although we'll have to find out because, again, we've got some severe competition, it seems like, with all the other stuff on here. But this is Item. I'm excited for it. The intro video gave us a little bit of a spoiler into the instrumental, and it seems to have a lot of 8-bit elements, stuff like video game sort of sounds from, like, when early video games, and that gives me a very good vibe because that sounds like something I'll really enjoy. So yeah, I just say we're gonna dive right in and listen to this, bring our water bottle, and try to keep our sanity. Let's go ahead. This is Item. Let's get it. Shit. Okay. This is so cool, adding a trap beat onto it. Yeah, this is the part they showed Lino recording where he was like, at the bar! Like when he was like really like using his voice, and he said that he lost it when Changbin was trying to get him to do this. Oh, the way that it kicked in. Oh, it's so intense. It's so satisfying to listen to. Oh, I love me a good, like, really intense, very sort of simple, but not really a rap song. Oh, I wonder how this chorus is going to sound like. It's going to be good. I can tell. Hold on. We're going to start from the beginning. Oh, I like it. It's very good. Hold on. Woo! Pac-Man! Oh, oh! Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Holy shit. Hanji coming in, he is so good at rapping fast. Like, he has this way, like, Changbin is very intense with his rap and is very good. But Han has this way of, like, really, like, writing on top of the beat. Like, he's so fast, and he can really, like, get in there and be like, and you can still say like hear what he's saying. Like it doesn't become mumbled or like intelligible. He does it so well. Holy shit! Hold on, let me listen to that. I think that was Hyunjin too, who kind of jumped in at the last second there too, which is awesome. I love when he raps fast too. Shit. Okay. I think so. Maybe. Oh, that's so pretty. That's gorgeous. Wow. That brings me chills. The little Mario coin sound right there that just came on. Holy shit. Okay. The pre-chorus here is gorgeous. I love it. It sounds like something from like Mario Galaxy. If you play that game, like the soundtrack is very pretty, very this otherworldly sort of feel. And that is definitely what it's giving. It's this very beautiful. It gave me chills when I listened to it, and then going right into that, and it was just like bum 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 bum. I really like this track. We'll have to see if it becomes the favorite, but it's definitely very good. Oh my god. Okay. Like that's so pretty. I love it. Oh, it's gorgeous. Let's go. Oh, that was so good. This reminds me so hard of when I was listening to the Replay album and I was listening to Connected, and I was really loving the first part of the chorus, but then it kicked into the second part and I loved it even more. That is so interesting and like experimental and unique, but at the same time so good. Oh my god, I love the second part of the chorus. Hold on. The siren? That is so good. Oh my god. I think this is the part we heard in the mashup, if I'm not wrong. I don't remember exactly which part. It's been like I haven't rewatched the mashup since I watched it on film or on camera. But I think that was the part. I think so. Ooh, ooh. Oh yes. Felix? Was that him? I feel like I would have guessed so because his voice went so deep, but I couldn't really tell because he didn't really have an accent there. I guess so. Probably. Yeah, I think so. Back to that pretty hook. It really, the vocals here really enhance it too. The way they're just like, ha, ha, ha. Like, it's just like bringing it up too. Like, it really complements each other. It just like becomes this one beautiful package. One more time. They're all a little bit different. They're all slightly a little bit different, and I'm loving it. Oh my god. Let's go! Oh, no. Never mind. Ooh, nice! Oh my god. Woo!
It's my item.
Oh! I was so sure I was gonna be done. Oh, that it went the way it went, bah, and it just went back into it. Oh. This is just my music taste, like folded into this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful package right here. I don't even know if I'm in frame. I feel like I keep ducking my head so much, but I'm pretty sure I am. Woo! This is good. Holy shit. Okay, continue. Again, the siren is so nice. Ah! Woo! Okay. Sorry. I feel like I'm just being emotionally overwhelmed right now. That was item. I had a reason to believe this was gonna be good. Because I saw that 8-bit play it, and I was like, okay. Okay. We're doing it. Oh, that was so good. I loved both versions of the chorus, but I think the second part was my favorite. I don't know why. The way the siren came on, it just went boo, boo, with that beautiful, like, I don't even know, the very electronic instruments. Oh, and the rapping parts were so good. They all had this very, very, like, they all did these very intense, very rough sounding, like, raps. And sometimes they were a little fast on it too, but it was mostly just about the power in their voices. And yeah, the hook, I think it's the hook or the pre-chorus, whichever one you want to call it. I think they're kind of similar. But that part too was so pretty. Like I said, this is so like, I feel like this just reminds me of like kind of like different Mario things, because like the first part is like when you're going through a boss level, and then that like beautiful pre-chorus is like being in Mario Galaxy, like this very pretty fleeting, just that's a song that makes you like feel like you're floating in the sky, you know. And I really, really liked it. I liked all of the different aspects of it all. The way it was just like smashed together, it made it really interesting and really nice to listen to. And I'm sure I will be doing it much more after this. But yeah, that was really nice. That was really good. I really like that track. Oh, okay. I'm gonna go and check out the the lyrics real quick, and I'll talk about it a little bit with you. But yeah, that was really, really nice. I enjoyed it. So yeah, let's go ahead and check out the lyrics. Let's get it. All right, so I've read through a little bit of this, not all of it, but I really like this too. I mean, obviously they have a great sense of lyrical ability, and they're really good with writing. But I like this a lot because it feels like they are saying that yes, I have the items, however, I don't need them. Like, I got the stuff, but I don't really need it. Like, it's because it says here in the beginning, item dependent, I am self dependent. And again, I love that first line. I don't know why. Item, I ate them, Pac Man. Again, they always do word plays, which I really, really enjoy. Like, it makes it, like, so much more fun to listen to, because I didn't catch that. I didn't catch it at all, and it was very, very fun still. I enjoyed it. But yeah, and they have, especially this part I really like too, with the pre-chorus. Yeah, it's pre-chorus basically. Very, very pretty too, the way that they're singing this. It's gorgeous. Started from the bottom, I made it mine, saw the light, I felt divine, continuously I make it mine, never die. So cool. But this part too, the rap part, I really like as well. But woo, the the lyrical skill they have, man, is just incredible. It's so cool. So yeah, wow, that was a great track. I really like that. That was such a good song. We'll see again which ones will be my favorite. I'll definitely tell you my top 3 as soon as we are done listening to the full album in the end of part 2. But yeah, overall, really like this track. This is really, really good. So yeah, I think the next song is Super Bowl, if I'm not mistaken. I'm going to check it real quick. Hold on, let me see. Yeah, Super Bowl. So we're gonna talk a little bit about that before we get into it. So I'll see you in the next part. But yeah, this was really good. I like this song quite a bit. So yeah, let's go into our next song. Let's go into Super Bowl. Let's get it. Alright, everybody, let's go ahead into our second to last track for part 1. This is Super Bowl. And hopefully you don't notice it too much, but I changed the camera angle a little bit because I feel like you were a little bit too far away. And I know I already filmed, like, quite a bit of footage, but still, I want you to be up and in on the action. So yeah, anyway, this is Super Bowl. I'm very excited about this. As we got to know now, this is the original God's Menu. This would have been God's Menu. The actual God's Menu is God's Menu 2. So this is the real God's Menu. And I'm very excited to hear it because if it had the potential to be title track quality, and I believe that IN said that he really wanted this to be released, and he was sad that it took this long. It took 3 years to get it released. That gives me good vibes. That gives me good feelings that I would really enjoy this because... Wow, and I've seen a lot of people seemingly really like this too. I think it has a really catchy part, and also it sounds like somebody's swearing, I think? I don't even know. I will have to see, obviously, as soon as we get into this. But yeah, I'm excited. Let's dive right in and check out our next track. This is Super Bowl. Let's get it. Creepy.
Cooking up a storm, piece of cake. Spitting out the fire, feel the blaze. Taking over, we don't play by the rules. If you wanna feel alive, say the name. Bellow is a curse, mic filter. Bass be kicking hard to get your head of kilter.
Oh, okay. I get maybe why they wanted to change this around a little bit, because I don't know if this is giving title track, but it is giving. That beginning part is so good. I get why this was God's Menu 1, because this is definitely... They're talking about spitting shit and eating in both ways. I need to listen to this from the beginning. Holy shit. The way that started, it's so deep and intense and right in my ears. I love it. Holy shit. It's got this creepy factor that I really like too. It's very intriguing. Just starts like that. Just...
Cooking up a storm, piece of cake.
Spitting
out the fire, feel the blaze.
Taking over, we don't play by the rules. If you wanna feel alive, say the Oh shit.
Keep your dirty hands off me. I'ma show you, just wait and see. Don't make it ever do we are the ultimate king. Fresh taste, fresh scent, fresh shape, fresh everything. Came from right now, you so addicted, yeah, thank you, come again.
There's a lot of English in this, and it's making it like I try to listen so hard, but the way that they're delivering these lyrics and the sound of the song is making it so hard for me to actually focus on what they're saying. It's so hard, but whew, oh my god, I'm sweating. I probably should. I'm gonna change my clothes for the next part because I am sweating so hard. It's my fault for wearing a sweater when it's very warm outside, but I just needed some comfort on my body. But oh my god, this is so good. Can I start from the beginning again? Would you guys hate me? I'm gonna do it again. Ah.
Cooking up a storm, piece of cake. Spitting out the fire, feel the blaze. Taking over, we don't play by the rules. If you wanna feel alive, say the name. Say the name. Say the name. Bellow is a curse, my filter. Bass be kicking hard to get your head off kilter. Keep your dirty hands off me. I'ma show you, just wait and see.
Yeah.
Fresh taste, fresh scent, fresh shape, fresh everything. Came from right now, you so addicted, yeah, thank you, come again.
Hell yeah, Felix. Is this me or is it kind of sexy? Is that just me? I don't know why I feel that way, but I think it's just because of how dark this song is, like just like sound-wise, how like deep it is, and the way that they're delivering it too. I don't know. I just think it's kind of sexy. Ooh, I just think it's kind of sexy. Ooh, whew.
Hell of a line, yeah, I know it's hella fine. Hell's Kitchen tasting divine. Feel it in your system, you want it more.
This is the part that they had in the mashup. I remember that very clearly, and I was like, hell of a line, hella fine, Hell's Kitchen looking divine. It makes sense that this was the previous God's Menu. Like in a lot of ways, this makes sense because they are very. It's God's Menu, but it's also like God's Menu, but it's a different kind of feeling to it. But it does make sense that they are kind of related to each other. You know, it's like how you and your cousin are related. You're related technically, but there's a lot of different things about you. You know what I mean? Because this feels very, very sexy compared to what God's Menu was. You know what I mean? I can't imagine what it'd be like if this was the track instead of the God's Menu we know today. You know? Hold on. Ah.
Hell of a line, yeah, I know it's hella fine. Hell's Kitchen tasting divine. Feel it in your system, you want it more.
Ah. Did they change that? Were people saying busing in 2020? Probably. I guess, maybe. They probably have changed around the lyrics since then. But, ooh. I think this is the part... I saw people talking about this, where they thought he said shit. But I think he says dish. But I can't... Hold on. Let me hear that again. I was just about to comment on how I can't hear dish at all in what Han was saying there. But then they started whisper rapping into my ears, and I swear I almost teared up. I am very sensitive today. I don't know why, but I'm just feeling it today. It's an intense day. But There's so much English and I can't catch any of it. I'm trying so hard. The only thing I've heard is finger licking and bussing, and that's about it.
In the kitchen, Michelin, irresistible.
Woo!
Pride, state of mind.
Finger licking, yeah, we cooking up a Super Bowl.
Mixing this nomad, dish be looking like fusion. Take a photo, it's positive even in lowest resolution. Running through your pages to make cooking up your timeline.
That was so deep in my ears. That was like right here. Like, I don't know how they laid it and made it more like high vol. It was like louder than the beat was previously. Like, how did they do that?
Feeling pride, state of mind.
Finger licking, yeah, we cooking up a Super Bowl.
Mixing this nomad.
Oh God! Oh God!
Always positive even in lowest resolution. Running through your pages to make cooking
Ugh.
up your timeline. I ate up everybody's liking shit. Hottest trend, hot days. No pay, just free samples. Hey day, hey. Put up, sold out, wake up, prestige, sell it, hey. Hold up, so much, trail up, receipts, blowing bam, bam. Can't resist it, your feet is sherry plate of leftovers. Yeah, I know it's terrifying. Hell's Kitchen tasting divine. You feel it in your system. You want it more different, your flavor.
It is. Yeah. It is so sexy. This is so sexy. This is so sexy. Like, it's not even any like. It's not anything even related to like. And like, it's not even related to it at all, and yet it is so sexy. My God.
Feel it in your system. You want it more different, your flavors. All the shit so bustin'. Finger licking, yeah, we
Okay, no whispering. Thank you so much.
in the kitchen, Michelin, irresistible.
Woo!
Feeling pride, state of mind.
Finger licking, yeah, we cooking up a
Counting stars, I feel the light. Open my eyes in the darkest night. Yeah, you know that it's true. Yeah, you know it's all for you.
What the fuck? What the fuck is this kind of pre-chorus? What is this bridge? What the hell? This is so different. Jesus. The switch up.
yeah, we cooking up a
Counting stars, I feel the light. Open my eyes in the darkest night. Yeah, you know that it's true. Yeah, you know it's all for you.
Woo!
Yeah, do it again, just the way you want it.
Oh, it's so pretty though.
Days to come. If there's a drought, never doubt, 'cause the clouds are like crowds behind us. Yeah, we bring the rain.
up a storm piece of cake.
No, we're not done. I'm so sorry. I thought we were finished. That was like a perfect send-off almost. I thought that was gonna be the end, but instead, instead they made that noise. I feel like I'm on like every single time. Like every single time I start the song again, I feel like I'm like a few seconds away from screaming.
If there's a drought, never doubt, 'cause the clouds are like crowds behind us. Yeah, we bring the rain.
Up a storm piece of cake. In the kitchen, Michelin, irresistible. Open wide, have a bite, make it mine all the time.
Finger licking, yeah, we cooking up a Super Bowl. In the kitchen, Michelin, irresistible. Feeling pride, state of mind.
Finger licking, yeah, we cooking up a Super Bowl.
Hi, Chan. Fuck off. Ooh, I can't. I didn't think this was gonna go the direction it went, and now we have top line right after this. Fuck. Okay. Let me gather myself. Let me gather my thoughts. Let me gather my sanity. This is definitely going at the top. Jesus. Okay. I can't even imagine there being a world where this ended up being the title track. Like, I get so hard now why they switched, because I can't see a world where 18-year-old IN was singing this. 20? Was he? How old was he? I don't even remember at this point. How old was Ian in 2020? 18, I think. I can't even imagine a world where this became it, because the vibes are, like I said, the lyrics feel similar and the vibes sort of, but it's still so different. Like this is like 100 times sexier in so many ways. Like the whispering, I'm sure it's probably changed a lot, obviously, since, because again, I feel like some of the song lyrics feel a little bit newer than what would have been written back in 2020. But this is so much more sexy. I'm saying this feels so different in so many ways, but I love it. This track is incredible. This is such a auditory, is that how I say auditory? This is such an auditory experience. Like you go into this and you have an expectation maybe, but it's immediately like taken over any sort of expectations, and it's so good. It's so intense. It's so deep. And I love it. This song is great. This is incredible. I'm really into it. I'm gonna have to listen to this more later, but that was an experience and a half. I really like that. So yeah, that was Super Bowl. We're gonna go ahead and look at the lyrics, even though a big chunk of the song was in English, but I barely picked up anything, so I definitely am gonna need to look at them more thoroughly right now. So yeah, let's go ahead and check out the lyrics for this real quick. Let's go. Alright, so I read through a bit, and I was kind of confused, because I was like, they don't have a translation here. Is this the actual song? And I need to listen to this fully, because I did not process at all. This was only English, because it is, right? That's so weird to me, because I was so out of it. Like I was trying my best to keep up with the lyrics, and I caught some of them, but not too many at all. But yeah, they mentioned Michelin, and again, they talk about leftovers and came for a bite. Now you're addicted. Yeah, thank you. Come again. Fresh taste, fresh scent, fresh shape, fresh everything. So it kind of has a same sort of feeling as God's menu, with it being like, so ship show, welcome. We offer a bunch of new flavors that you never you never experienced before. But again, I feel like this is so much more sexy than anything God's menu currently is. Like, it is crazy that this was the first iteration, and I'm sure, again, like I said, this probably has gone through changes, but this is such a crazy departure from what I feel like God's menu is, but it's really, really good though. I really enjoyed this song. And even it still sort of like has this more interesting message too, which I really enjoy as well. But this is like finger licking, yeah, we're cooking up Super Bowl in the kitchen, Michelin irresistible, open wide, have a bite, make it mine all the time. Like it's really, really catchy too. I like it a lot. That was an experience and a half. I really, really genuinely enjoyed that. But yeah, let's go. I feel like these three are gonna be my favorites. I just have a feeling. Let's go into our next track. Let's go into Top Line. I am so excited for this. This is gonna be really good. I already know. So yeah, let's dive into Top Line. Let's go. All right, everybody. Let's go into our last track for part one. This is Top Line, and this is the one we've heard the most of, I think, because there was quite a bit that was released and revealed in the Unveiled track. But there's still quite a bit, obviously. I think that was about a minute and a half long, and this is obviously 2 times more than that. And only lyrics and songs, like instrumental. So I'm extremely excited about this. I'm excited for what Tiger JK is gonna do, because I have never heard him do anything. I know about him, but I've never heard him do anything. So hopefully I'm going to be really impressed by what he has to bring out. I don't know his style. I don't know anything about how he raps. So I'm very excited about this. But yeah, let's go ahead. I am just very excited to hear this instrumental again because it is one of my current favorites because we've heard the most out of this, and I think it's gonna slap so hard. I'm not ready. So yeah, let's go into top line. Are you ready? Let's go. It's just so good to listen to. Like, I just love how mysterious and evil it sounds. I thought we would go into it kind of soft, but no, they are not giving us the same thing that they're doing in the unveiled track where they kind of eased us into it. This is just fully slapping the fucking nuts. Like, they just went like... One more time. It's just so good. I love it so much. Woo! Oh, they're doing so good already. I am loving it. I can already tell this is gonna be so toxic. Like, I'm gonna read these lyrics and I'm gonna be like, holy fuck, they are talking shit. They're talking smack. I can already feel it. Like, that is the vibe this is giving. Like, the way they're delivering this. Hold on, let me start. I love this instrumental so dearly. Woo! Of course it's gonna have a good pre-chorus. Woo! Okay. Give it. I didn't think he was gonna do it. We have finally come to like, he's not gonna say it in the CK. We're just gonna do the Oh god. I guess I would have to have imagined it being that way. But the pre-chorus is so beautiful. Of course it was gonna have a good pre-chorus too. Man, the chorus is so incredible. I'm the red line. Just sing along. I'm dancing on the thin line. Let's go, say it together, cause we don't give up. Woo! Train sound. Okay, I have a feeling Tiger JK is gonna do it soon. The bum diggy diggy bum 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 adds so much. Like, usually when like rappers add in these little like ad libs that are just like these, I can't remember what the word is right now, but when they're just like making noises for noise sake, usually it's not that enjoyable. But oh, that is so, it adds so much. I love it so much. This fucking chorus, I can't do it. Segment's part 2. Let's go. Oh. Jisung talked about it in the intro, how he said he was so proud of following after his rap. But I can tell that Tiger JK, right now, just listening to it first time, he definitely has that sort of Jisung feeling. Like you can tell that Jisung likes him and has listened to his music before, because I feel like he has a lot of the same sort of, like, he seems to make a lot of switch ups, like quick switch ups in his rap. Like, he doesn't hold the same flow for at least, like, he switches it up like every 10 seconds or 5 seconds even. He switches up his flow, which I really enjoy, because I feel like otherwise it become very stagnant and very boring if you don't do that. So I can tell, obviously, he's done this for a while. And also, he has this very interesting voice. Like, I didn't imagine his voice being that light and fun, I guess, because he has this sort of look to him. Like, if you saw the Unveil track, he has sort of like darker and like kind of scary aura. Not really scary, but you're gonna be like, intimidating. He's very intimidating. So I didn't imagine his voice being that light and fun, but he has almost the sort of like, I don't usually compare it to other idols, but he has sort of the feel that J-Hope has too from BTS, because he looks intimidating, but then when he starts rapping, he does it very fun, and he does a lot of switch ups in his rap. You know, like that's the vibe that I'm getting, and I really like it. Hold on, I want to listen to him again. Let's do it. There's so many ad libs. Do you hear them? It's crazy.
Look at me now, how about now you can't deny. But we're
Woo!
running on this way cause I'm never satisfied. 이미 야만한 사람 다 그러겠지만 the reason why 아직 내 기초 몸을 지tas에 여전히 kept my speed on top. They can't do it like gasoline 따라올라 멀었다 배를 나가기 attention 여전히 넘쳐 passion.
Hell yeah, Hyunjin, let's go! Oh! Hyunjin is such a good rapper now. Like, he is improved so much. Like, even from now, from like Ordinary, he's improved so fucking much. He is so good. Woo! Back to Singmin. It's so good. Boom, 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 boom. Felix. And we're gonna end it off with that. Oh, can something that you already thought was gonna be fucking great exceed your expectations even more? Like, that was so good. That was so good. I was dancing the whole entire time. I have like chills all over my body. I am experiencing something very intense. That was awesome. That was really, really good. I mean, what did I expect really? All of the rappers did amazing, and I feel like they really delivered on the feel of this whole track because it's supposed to feel like they're just spitting shit. They're spitting something nasty. And even though I don't know Korean, obviously, you guys know that. I don't know Korean fluently, but I can still feel that just from the way they were, like, the way they were delivering what they were saying. I could just feel that was the vibe they were going for, and that's definitely what they delivered. Ooh, I feel like my entire body is trying to exit through my mouth right now. I'm not gonna puke, I swear, but just like, ugh, you know? But, that was so good. The instrumental definitely delivered. Like, when I first heard it, if you saw my reaction to the Unveil tracks, I had a full body reaction, and it didn't help that they didn't give us a slow start into it. In fact, there was no slow start. They must have done something. They must have changed it around from the Unveil track, because I feel like there are no slow start in the chorus in the song at all. Like, they just fully threw every time they started with the top line part. They just fucking threw it out. Like, there was no easing in. You just had to be prepared for it. But oh, that was really, really good. Oh, I really enjoyed it. And Tiger JK, like I said, he did really nicely. I'd never heard his voice before this, so I didn't even know what to listen for. I obviously would knew if it wasn't somebody from Skiz, because I'm very used to Skiz's voices. I can listen to a new track of theirs and I know immediately who's who. Because I just know their voices so well at this point. So I knew that it would be somebody who I had never heard before. And yeah, I didn't expect his voice to sound like that. Like, he had this very fun and playful tone to it, which definitely adds to the sort of rap track. Because I feel like you could be really intense and really spitting on this, but if you have this tone, like you're making fun of somebody, like in the teasing way, I feel like it makes it even better. That's just me though, but I feel like it adds so much to it. But yeah, overall, this is a very, very good track. I am so scared for the fact that they have this many good tracks on it. Like, I don't get me wrong, I love basically all of Skiz's music. Like, there's no song that I say that I dislike from them. I like all their music, but there's obviously levels of like. Like, there's different levels of like. But all of these songs so far have really hit the notes and really hit everything that I want. So I can't even imagine what the next part is going to be like. But yeah, we're going to look at the lyrics real quick and sort of see what the feel is. And then we're going to end this video off and we're going to move straight on to part 2. I'm not going to give you anything long because you're definitely good. Just gonna move on to part 2. I'm hopefully uploading these at the same time. I should be. But yeah, let's go right ahead and check out the lyrics to this song. Let's get it. Alright, so I've read through a bit of this, not all of it, but yeah, I love these lyrics too. I mean, I knew I would, but this is definitely exactly what I was saying. Especially this part I love so much, this bit here. I don't need to say, don't cross the line. You can't cross the top. Bow your head and move along. If you're watching our backs and trailing behind, you'll go astray. You don't have to take care of the lot. Take care of yourself. My lyrics pioneer a new line, new area. It's a brag. It's a you suck sort of song, especially if you hate us for no reason. And also, I really like the parts that Tiger JK sing as well, especially this that caught me. We skedaddle, intoxicated, razzle dazzle. The bursting words are classic. Whatever I say. Twisting the twisted Mobius strip, the beat time travels. Look at me now. How about you? You can't deny. So fun, and yet so mean. It's mean, but it's so fun too. And yeah, the just so cool. I really like it. And the last line being your neck must hurt from only looking up. Yeah, they're spitting shit, and I really like that. This is super good. Anyway, yeah, that was all for part 1. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I will have to see how long this is. This is gonna be pretty long. But overall, this was very, very good. I'm excited to see what part 2 holds for us in store. I don't remember exactly what songs there is. I know it's including DLC. We have Beautiful. We have I can't think of all the tracks right now, but we have a bunch still left in store. So make sure to check out part 2. I will be sure to put that in so you can see it. I should have them up at the same time. I hope so. Otherwise, I would be very mad at myself. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I am going to get right into filming part 2. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I will see you guys there. So yeah, bye bye. Take care. Have a great day, and I will see you soon. Bye bye. Bye, lovelies. Bye.